Have you ever stopped to think, who is Archangel Michael, really? What does he represent, beyond being the great leader of the heavenly armies? Let me tell you something right now, and you're going to be amazed. Because, my friend, Michael is not just a warrior angel, he holds secrets you've never heard of. And these revelations, they will change the way you see spirituality, the way you see the world. Are you ready to find out? Then stay with me, because you're about to uncover something far beyond what the Bible tells us. Something astonishing. Let's start from the beginning, because unraveling Michael's secrets requires understanding the foundation. In the Bible, he is not just a passing name. Michael appears at critical moments in human history. He is mentioned in Daniel, chapter 10, as a powerful defender of Israel, a celestial warrior battling against the forces of evil, always ready to protect the faithful. Did you know that in Revelation 12:7-9, Michael leads an epic battle in heaven against the dragon? And when I say epic, it's like a scene from an action film, but here, it's good versus evil in a clash of cosmic proportions. But it doesn't end there. Michael is much more than a warrior. He is the protector, the guardian of nations and God's people, the one who appears to give us courage, even in the darkest hours. In Jude 1:9, he is described as battling Satan himself, but in a unique way. It's not brute force that prevails, but humility and trust in God. He is the angel who cannot be corrupted. He doesn't fight with anger, but with divine justice. Now, picture such a figure at the heart of a spiritual battle. Michael is not confined to the Bible. He is a universal figure, present in various spiritual traditions, such as Judaism, Christianity, and even Islam. In all of them, Michael represents light against darkness, the defender against oppressors. So, when you look at Archangel Michael, you're not just seeing an angel from the Bible. You're seeing an eternal symbol of hope and divine strength. But, my friend, the first secret you might not know about Michael is that he is not just a warrior. He is a protector, the true defender of our lives, our faith, and our journey. He is always there, ready to fight on our behalf, not just in celestial battles, but in the quiet wars we face every day. Picture this, in Daniel 12:1, the prophet speaks of the moment Michael rises to protect God's children in times of distress. But what does this really mean? Michael isn't just there to deliver a final blow. He's there to shield us from harm. He is the invisible shield, the silent strength that fights for us daily, even when we don't realize it. And when the battle seems lost, he is the one who lifts us up, who pushes us to keep going. Did you know that Michael is described in various passages as the defender of nations? He is not just an individual protector. He is the guardian of entire peoples. He ensures that justice prevails and that God's plans are not thwarted by wickedness. It's as if, with every movement, every step we take, Michael is there beside us, battling the forces that seek to bring us down. You cannot help but feel his presence in life's most challenging moments. But what about you? Have you ever thought about how Michael might be fighting for you today? Perhaps you can't see it, but he is there. Even in those times when you feel alone, when fear threatens to overwhelm you. Michael is present in every prayer, in every act of faith, protecting and guiding you. He is the one who never gives up, who never turns his back, no matter how strong the enemy might be. He is a constant protector, the true celestial friend who watches over us when we need him most. Now, if you think Michael is all about brute strength, prepare to be surprised. The second secret about Michael is that behind all his immense power lies something even more astonishing: humility. Michael is not just a fierce warrior. He is a being of divine wisdom that transcends any human understanding. Take a closer look at Jude 1:9, where we encounter an extraordinary moment. When Michael is directly confronted by Satan, he does not respond with words of anger or threats. Instead, he replies with profound wisdom, "The Lord rebuke you." Yes, you heard that correctly. Michael didn't need to lift a finger. He simply invoked divine authority, the wisdom that comes from God. And this wisdom, my friend, is the ultimate strength. It is not physical violence that wins the battle, but the unwavering trust in a higher purpose, in something far beyond human reach. Michael's approach teaches us a powerful lesson. We do not have to fight alone. Sometimes, The greatest act of courage is knowing when to take a step back and trust that God's unseen strength is fighting on our behalf. Humility is not weakness. It is an unmatched power. Michael understood that he didn't need to fight for himself. He had the confidence that, in every situation, God was in control. This profound understanding of divine wisdom is what makes Michael such an admirable figure. In our own lives, we can learn so much from this attitude. How often do we try to control everything, to resolve every situation using our own strength? Michael teaches us that true strength lies in recognizing that even when we don't understand why we face struggles, God is working behind the scenes. He does not need to shout to assert his authority. He acts with wisdom, calmly and decisively. This is why Michael is not just a warrior. He is a wise leader who acts with the certainty that his divine mission is greater than any adversity. And it is this wisdom that makes him even more invincible. Now, you're about to uncover Michael's third secret, one that will make you see the world in a completely different light, his defense against the spiritual forces of evil. Michael is not merely the protector of human lives. He is also the defender against unseen forces, those that move in the shadows, seeking to lead us astray. In Ephesians 6:12, we are warned, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." This is real. And when we speak of these spiritual forces, we're referring to something far deeper and more hidden than we can imagine. They are temptations, negative influences, and attacks that strike us in moments of weakness, trying to destroy our peace and our faith. And, of course, Michael is there, waging war against all of it. But here's the key: Michael's battle isn't confined to the heavens. It happens in our daily lives, often without us realizing it. In Revelation 12:7-9, we witness the famous celestial war, where Michael and his angels battle against the dragon and his fallen angels. This battle isn't merely a one-off event in the past. It reflects the ongoing struggle that each of us faces in our spiritual lives. When you feel the weight of a tough decision, when you sense spiritual pressure to give up, or when doubts invade your heart, Michael is there. He fights with you, alongside you, ensuring you don't fall into the traps of the enemy. These spiritual battles are invisible to our eyes, but Michael is constantly at work, driving away the malevolent forces that try to pull us away from God's purpose. And you may wonder, how do I know Michael is fighting for me? The answer is simple: every time you find the strength to keep going. Every time you feel there's something beyond your personal strength sustaining you, that's Michael, with divine assistance, working behind the scenes, defending your path, and pushing back the darkness. This defense isn't just spiritual, it's profound. It's the difference between being overwhelmed by life's challenges and having the courage to press on, knowing heaven is on your side. Now, we arrive at the most magnificent secret of all, Michael's role in the ultimate victory. Did you know that Michael plays a pivotal part in the final battle between good and evil? It's true. His mission isn't just to combat the malevolent forces that seek to destroy us daily, but also to ensure that God's final triumph over evil comes to pass. In Revelation 19:11-21, we are taken to a majestic scene, Michael, alongside the heavenly legions, riding a white horse, coming to face the dragon, the beast, and the armies of evil. This battle, which might sound like a tale of fiction, is real and forms part of God's divine plan to restore order to the world. And here's the remarkable part: Michael is the leader of this celestial force, destined to bring an end to corruption and human suffering once and for all. But what does this mean for us? It means that while we're still here, enduring life's tribulations, there is something grander unfolding in the divine plan. Michael isn't just fighting for our protection in the present. He's preparing the stage for God's ultimate victory. He is the forerunner, the spiritual leader who, at the appointed time, will ensure that evil is defeated forever. And you and I are part of this story, my friend. In life, we may feel like we're standing on a battlefield. The challenges seem endless, and the problems unsolvable. But the truth is, Michael is already fighting ahead of us. His battle isn't for a fleeting moment, but for an eternal victory. The assurance that, in the end, he will stand there with his sharpened sword to ensure that justice prevails. You may be facing a struggle right now, But know this, it's not the end of the story. In the end, evil will be vanquished. Victory will be ours. And Michael, with his divine presence, will be there, leading us to the glory that God has prepared for all of us. What does this mean for you? It means that even when everything seems lost, there is hope. Because Michael doesn't fight for a lost cause. He fights for our eternal victory. Now, before we finish, I want you to take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored so far. Archangel Michael is not just a distant, inaccessible celestial being. He is not a mythological figure created solely to inspire us with his epic battles in the heavens. Michael plays a profound and active role in our daily lives, and this revelation should transform the way you view your own spiritual journey. You may not see Michael with your human eyes, but he is there. He stands beside you every day, fighting on your behalf, guiding, protecting, and defending you in the unseen struggles you face. Whether in spiritual challenges, temptations that threaten your faith, or the deepest battles of the soul, Michael, with his strength, wisdom, and humility, is interceding for you. You are never alone. In moments of weakness, when you feel the battle is lost, you can trust in him. He has already shown that his fight is not for himself, but for those who follow God's will. And when the forces of evil rise up, Michael does not hesitate. He is ready to protect the children of God and to assist those who call upon him for intervention. So, what will you do now with these secrets we've uncovered? They are not merely for admiration from afar. They are meant for you to understand that, like Michael, you too can live with strength, wisdom, and humility. Most importantly, you can trust that even in the toughest battles, victory is assured. Michael not only shields humanity, but also teaches us how to live in alignment with God's purpose. Each of Michael's secrets reveals more about the divine character, more about how God works in our lives, and more about the power of trust and walking with him, even when the path ahead is unclear. Archangel Michael reminds us that the battle has already been won, and our mission is to remain steadfast in faith, fight with courage, and always trust in the divine plan. As we close this chapter, remember this: the victory is yours because Michael, alongside the heavenly forces, has already secured it for you. And it is with this certainty that we move forward, holding on to the hope of a future filled with peace, victory, and eternal justice. Michael is with you, always,